Okay, so we're back, episode 3 of the tracking of the Bitcoins. And to be completely honest, there isn't a hell of a lot going on, but I thought I'd just jump on anyways to update because there may be a potential trade setup pending London Monday morning. So, kicking things off on the weekly, we can see that 2 weeks now we're having struggles breaching below 36k, and that has a lot to do with this consolidation over here. Specifically, we've got two counterbodies there, but at this point, it's kind of just free falling in the middle of nowhere. We don't really have anything to fall onto since breaking these lows, since breaking the 40k lows. But however, on the daily, we're still sitting on that support. So we came down and we hit support. But on the weekly time frame, you guys know that I do expect to see the 30k handle liquidated, or at least rejected, before we can come up to form that lower high before who knows what. But daily time frame, what we can see, obviously we've just been in this very downwards bearish trend. So we've got our low, our high, low, lower high, and now we're just stalling on lower lows. And just chopping around, really. There's not a whole lot going on. We took out this wick, and now we've printed a new wick, which price is just starting to correct up and fill. So I don't actually think that I don't expect price to come all the way back up just in this nature. I do expect price to then dip, form a double bottom before then coming back up and testing the underside of this structure here, and potentially manipulating and liquidating these lows first. So what's happening here on the daily, it's nothing crazy at the moment. It's just an inside bar, an inside day with 4 hours left. We don't have much to go off of, but if we come down to the 4 hour time frame, this is where things get a little bit more interesting, because we've got closures in 4 minutes. What we can see is we've got our initial level of resistance that got spiked into once and twice here, and then we got pushed all the way to the downside, and then it's just been a slow, gradual, choppy consolidation back to the upside. We got one wick taking out 1, 2, and then 3 liquidations of the highs after just some just really choppy price action. But now, however, we've squeezed up in this triangle, but now we're breaking out. So we've actually broken out of this ascending trend line, which kind of cheats there, but it's mapped to that wick and that wick. Now we're breaking out, closing below this level here. So that for me is a pretty decent sign now that we may actually start to just roll over from the 38.5 down into first target of 35.750, but ultimately 34.500 as my next target. So I'll quickly write those two on. So we got $sign 34,500 down there, and then we've also got 35.750, and then we've also got 38.500. 38.500. So this is the way I'm kind of playing this now. So I'm going to be looking for the intraday time frames to give me some shifts in momentum where we're starting to break market structure to the downside to confirm this picture of this rejection from the 4 hour resistance level here. Now what that's going to look like, if we jump down to the lower time frames, I've got a little bit marked up here. So basically we've got this ascending trend line, we've got H4 level at the top here. The price has just been consolidating. We had a bit of a range here. Price took out the highs, liquidated the lows, came back up, took out the highs. So we've automatically got 1, 2, 3 up into the level. Now we've come down. So the important thing here to note is that until we actually break this level right here, we're still bullish. So at any point, price may just reject this level, take out the lows, and then just reject and make new highs, or retest the back end of this trend line up here. But we don't need to do that, and that's what we're just waiting for, to see what happens after this. What I'm personally expecting is for price to fall down and test and reject New York high from the 28th of Jan, so Friday New York high here, which is the structure that helped price break here. So it was kind of like the last stalling point before price broke out, and now come down to retest, but we've not actually retested this specific level here. So I'm expecting So I'm expecting on this intraday time frame, we got A, we've got B, we've got C, and then we've got D extension here. So if you've got the eye for it and you want to go for this little quick pullback, the buy, you can buy into a lower high. But me personally, all I'm waiting for is price to come down, show that we can break market structure here, like so. Clear this one. Show that we can break market structure, come back up, and then retest Asia's low from today, from early morning. So you can see that Asia came in here, and then it's just been consolidating the whole day. Broke out now, just sat on this support, expecting a lower low here, pull back up, lower high, testing the underside of Asia. I'll be looking for rejections around this area before then selling that down into the first target of 35,500, which is also Asia low and like kind of lows of the day, if you will. But just testing here, we've got liquidity sitting below these lows there too. So first target down here, and that's really just how I'm going to play it. However, if we do, like stated, if we do just reject this support level here and continue higher, we may get some form of a double top. So if we look here, we've got not really anything too important in the way of me taking a trade. And then we've got London and New York highs here. So we could get some form of head and shoulders. We've also got London highs here. So it may just be an equal higher low. So let me grab the drawing tool. So it may be a high, low, lower high, lower low here. And then we can get an equal lower high and then sink down. So my two areas to be looking for my sells upon a break of this level here, or even if we do just stall here because it's technically a lower low from this low here to here, is 37,850 and 38,250. So both of them are going to be my short points of interest. Likely get in with maybe a 50 pip stop, 30 pip stop, and then we'll look to ride this all the way down to the lows here. Probably not a 30 pip, maybe a 40 pip, and then just target it down there. And that's all in alignment with this 4-hour candle closure now closing below this body. So that kind of wraps it up nicely as price has just fallen out. The only thing that I am worried about, however, is that what we may do is just come down into this level here, exactly there, and then push back to the upside. So I just remove all these. So this is that level, that 4-hour. We came up resistance and now tested as support, and we may test it as support again and then make new highs. But that's where I'd be looking for that double top to then get short. But be careful because it may just come in, take out new highs. So I'm going to wrap it up there, and we'll check back in to see any further development as it progresses.